Well, Guten Tag, amigos. I'm mixing all kinds of languages up. Anyway, we're going to give a little update on the Charger. The Charger. I drove it most of last week, back and forth to work. Runs good. So to get a permanent tag on it, I had to get the car inspected because we live in North Carolina and it's one of those states. So to get it inspected, I had to get a 10-day tag from the DMV, take it over to get it inspected. While they were inspecting it, I went ahead and have them change the oil because the car had sat for over a year. The oil change sticker that was on the windshield said the next oil change was due 95,000 miles or November of 2023. It sat a while. It still only has 93,000 miles on it. So they basically drove it 1,000 miles and then parked it. So I had them change the oil. I had them rotate the tires because, I don't want to do it in the damn driveway. That way it's on a schedule. And I had them give the car a good once over because it had been sitting. Look at the brakes while they had the tires off, tell me what kind of shape the brake pads and stuff were in. Check tie rod ends, wheel bearings, ball joints, all of that fun shit that you can do when it's on a lift and the tires are off. They didn't find anything wrong. They said the air filter was dirty. I changed the air filter. They did say the water pump was leaking out the front shaft, out the seal in the front where the fan blade attaches. I wasn't real surprised because it was down on coolant and I had topped it off. And then after I drove it a couple of days, it was down a little bit again. So it was dripping a fair amount. And because I'm lazy, I don't want to screw with it in the gravel driveway, I went ahead and had them change it. So that being said, well, first of all, can you see I've got it cleaned up? I've washed it a couple of times now, and it looks all right. So I forgot to add, when they changed the water pump, they put a new thermostat housing, new thermostat, and a new accessory belt, drive belt on the front of the motor since they had it all apart. Like I said, I could have done it after I looked at it, but I don't want to do it in the driveway, and frankly, I'm just tired of working on shit. Since they had it all apart, I had them do it. So, with the purchase price of the car, transferring the title, getting tags, and doing all that happy crap, which, by the way, that costs $420 to transfer the title and get a 10-day tag, and then to pay property taxes on it, and then, do all of that shit in this state was $420. That's ridiculous. So, I got sidetracked. To buy the car, have it towed home, tags, transfer the title, all of that crap, and have them fix the water pump, I'm at right about $3,500 for this car right now. Does it look like a $3,500 car? Looks like it's worth way more than that to me. Looks like a $6,000 car to me. So I'm all right with it. It runs good. I got the USB port to work. Well, I didn't get it to work. I couldn't figure it out. So I finally posted on a Facebook group for retired pursuit vehicles like this and said, hey, here's what I've done. Here's what I've got. I took a picture of the console missing in the wiring. And I said, what do I need to do? The USB port doesn't work. And the very first guy that commented, he said, plug that one into there. I did that and it worked. Awesome. So now it'll charge my phone. I can put a USB, I can put a thumb drive in it, and I can listen to music from a thumb drive, which is really nice because commercial radio sucks. God, it's terrible. But anyway, I'm in it for $3,500. I still need to get a center console. The words escaped me for a minute. And that's going to be like $460, I think, for everything. The bracket that bolts to the transmission tunnel, the piece that the console itself that bolts onto it, the side pieces that mate up to the dash, and then the piece that goes from the flat up that the USB and all that stuff plugs into. It's everything, hardware and everything included. Yeah, I could go to the junkyard and get one, but then it will have most of the chargers sold all have a floor shifter in them. So if you do that, then you've got to open a hole where the shifter normally would have went, and you got to buy a block off plate, and it just wouldn't look right. Well, this kit is designed for former police cars. So it's designed for the column shift. So it looks right. So that's what I'm going to do. Because Lord knows I need a center console. You don't realize how much you use one of those till you don't have one. So I still got to paint the wheels. I haven't done anything to them yet. I'm going to wait for a weekend where it's warm both days. It was like 75 yesterday, and today it's like 45 or 43. It's not very warm. I tried to clean up the headlights a little bit. I think this one has a hole in it because when I washed it, it got wet inside. This one cleaned up pretty nice. So we might just roll with that for a little while until we decide if we're going to keep it or flip it or what we're going to do, and then we'll figure out, you know, spend 200 and some bucks on new headlights for it. Because Lord knows that was a job. Start off with 1500 grit wet sandpaper and sand it for a while, and then go to 2000 grit, then go to 3000 grit, and then use a polishing compound on it. Turned out all right though. I did the same thing with that one, and it looked better yesterday, but then I washed it at the car wash, and I think it got wet inside. I think that's its problem. But one headlight being better will have to help nighttime visibility. Well, like I said, been driving it to work, runs good, gets better mileage than that truck there does. Rides a little stiff because it's got cop car suspension. I'm all right with that. I put over 100,000 miles on a 1993 Gen 1 F-150 Lightning. It rode like a buckboard, and I put over 100,000 miles on it. I think I can deal with this. So that's where we are. Just a quick update on the car. It looks a lot better. I've started cleaning up the interior a little bit, but not much yet. I'm still happy with the purchase. I think I did all right. Oh, and folks were asking, it's got 1,900 idle hours on it. I can't get anybody to answer me if that's good or bad. I've seen cars listed for sale that have a lot more than that on it, and cars that people have bought in the group. You know, car with 120,000 miles on it that's got 2,500 idle hours on it. This has got 93,000 miles and 1,900 idle hours. I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. But that's where we are. So, till next time, talk to you later.